Hi guys, this is Ruben, yet another demonstration of Ainara. It's been a while since I did a demonstration and well, quite a few new features to show. I'll try to show them quickly. This is a very interesting feature added to the wizard, which allows users to quickly configure two models which are especially recommended, which both are give with high intelligence and have low price. And in the case of the XAI Grok 4 Fast, is a very fast model, as you'll see now. In the case of this SIG, is really smart and an open model, which is something nice to support. And well, it makes very easy to set up this feature LLM models. Just clicking here, you have everything, all the parameters pre-configured in here, and you just need to get the API key, and there's a link in here which goes to the platform, DeepSeek's platform, and I could get a key here. So well, this is something I wanted to show in the wizard. Now let's go see Ainara. Okay guys, back with Ainara. Now I'm going to show you well, let's have a little conversation with Ainara. I'm running a program to show the keys I press. So I press ESC, the UI hides, and F1 shows the UI again. You'll see my workflow that way, and this is the way normally I used to deal with the UI, but you can press the try icon in here. So let's start our conversation with Ainara. Hey Ainara, I'm recording a conversation, this conversation for the Ainara community, so please let's keep the answers very brief and to the point, okay? I would like to know what's going on with the downwards trend in crypto in the last week. Could you give me a very brief explanation about what's happening? Spanish accent pronunciation, sorry.
Let me pull up the latest info on those crypto trends, focusing on Bitcoin and Ethereum's recent dip and what might be driving it. Hey Ruben, over the last week leading up to today, November 18th, the crypto market's taken a real hit, with Bitcoin plunging below $90,000 to a 7-month low after shedding about 20 to 25% from its early October peak above $126,000, while Ethereum's crashed around 16% to about $3,300. The main drivers are macroeconomic pressures from the Federal Reserve's hawkish stance, no more rate cuts expected in December despite recent ones, sparking inflation fears and over $1 billion in liquidations, plus a souring investor sentiment shifting to full risk-off mode, with massive outflows like $870 million from Bitcoin ETFs fueling the broad sell-off across majors like XRP, Solana, and others. For more details, check these out. Coinpedia.
Okay, so you see there's a very easy, simple way to change between the minimalist mode and the chat history mode, pressing tab, and I could follow any of those highlighted links in here and see a bit more information. Let's see that I want to see a candles bar graph for Bitcoin, for example. Thank you, Ainara. Could you show me in a candlestick graph display the evolution of Bitcoin in the last 30 days, please?
Let me grab the Bitcoin candlestick data for the past 30 days and show you the graph.
Okay, you see the graph is there. Thank you. Could you show me Ethereum as well?
Sure, Rubain, pulling up the Ethereum candlestick for the last 30 days now. Let me grab the candlestick data for Ethereum over the last 30 days and chart it out for you.
Thank you, Ainara. What could you say about the evolution you see in these last weeks in the data for these two, well, the biggest crypto coins that exist? Let's see what Ainara thinks about the evolution we are seeing and the news she fetch.
Looking at the 30-day candlesticks for Bitcoin and Ethereum up to today, Rubain, we've got a clear bearish shift over the last couple of weeks that lines up perfectly with those macro headlines I mentioned: the Fed's no more cut signal, inflation jitters, and those massive ETF outflows hitting hard. Bitcoin started the period hovering around 110k, climbed to a brief peak near 116k about 2 weeks back on some fleeting optimism, but then it cratered from over 110k down to that 91k close today, with huge red candles showing sharp sell-offs and over $1 billion in liquidations wiping out leverage. It's lost about 20% in the past week alone, signaling real risk-off panic. Ethereum mirrors it closely, opening near 4k, touching 4.1k mid-month before plunging 16% to around 3k now, with volatile swings but mostly downward pressure from the same factors, like broader market fear driving altcoin dumps. Overall, it's a classic correlation play. Both majors are down 15-20% in the recent stretch, reflecting investor flight to safety amid regulatory and economic headwinds, and without a Fed pivot or positive catalysts, this could linger unless we see some rebound signals like stabilizing RSI around oversold levels.
Very interesting. Thank you, Ainara. Could you do an advanced evaluation of Bitcoin and tell me what do you find in all the metrics of that evaluation?
Let me dive into the technical analysis for Bitcoin over the last 30 days and highlight those key indicators and potential signals for you. Alright, Rubain, diving into this advanced technical analysis for Bitcoin over the last 30 days up to today, November 18th, 2025, the picture paints a pretty bearish scene with some neutral signals hinting at potential exhaustion in the downside, but no strong reversal yet. It's sitting at about 91.6 thousand US right now, down 0.7% in the last day and a steeper 11% over the past week, which aligns with the broader market pullback we've been chatting about. Starting with the moving averages, the 50-day simple moving average is around 109.4 thousand, just below the 200-day at 110.4 thousand, so we're in a downtrend since the short term hasn't crossed above the long term recently, keeping things neutral but leaning bearish as price trades well under both. The exponential moving averages tell a similar story. The 12-period EMA at 97.9 thousand is below the 26-period at 102 thousand, again no fresh crossover, reinforcing that lack of bullish momentum. On the RSI front, the 14-period reading is 32.3, which is neutral territory but edging toward oversold since it's dipping below 40. Folks might start looking for a bounce if it hits 30, though it's not screaming buy just yet. MACD shows bearish pressure too, with the line at minus 4,325, the signal line at minus 3,202, and a negative histogram of minus 1,124, all pointing to weakening momentum without any bullish divergence to cheer about. Bollinger Bands over 20 days with 2 standard deviations have the middle at 102,000, upper at 113.8 thousand, and lower at 90.3 thousand Bitcoins, hugging closer to that lower band, which suggests volatility is contracting a bit and could signal a potential rebound if it holds support, but right now it's just within the bands, not breaking out. Volume's been average lately, with today's 24.2 thousand trades compared to a 20-day average of 26,000, so no explosive selling or buying to confirm a trend shift. It's more like steady distribution amid the fear. For support levels based on the past 90 days, key ones cluster around 100.2 thousand, 107.3 thousand, and 109.8 thousand, so if we test that first major floor near 100k, it could act as a buffer, but breaking below might open the door to deeper lows. Resistance isn't detailed here, but given the MAs, anything above 102k would need volume to push through. Overall, the sentiment's cautious to bearish downtrend intact, oversold hints on RSI, but neutral signals across the board mean no clear buy or sell trigger yet. I'd watch for a MACD crossover or RSI bounce above 40 for any bullish tilt, especially with those economic headwinds lingering. What part of this stands out to you, or want me to zoom in on something specific?
Okay, thank you, Ainara, for the advanced analysis of Bitcoin. All things considered, what would you recommend to Ainara's community right now, and taking into account historical factors and the news and what we analyze of the two main crypto coins?
Hey Rubain, for the Ainara community right now, with Bitcoin and Ethereum showing that sharp 15-20% drop over the last couple weeks driven by the Fed's hawkish pivot killing rate cut hopes, inflation scares, and over $1 billion in liquidations echoing past bear phases like the 2022 crypto winter, I'd recommend a cautious, patient stance over any knee-jerk moves. Historically, these majors rebound after such risk-off dumps, but it often takes months of consolidation, so if you're in for the long haul on projects like ours that prioritize real utility and sovereignty, hold steady without leverage to avoid getting wiped out. Diversify into stables or non-crypto assets if nerves are frayed. Keep an eye on those oversold RSI signals for a potential bounce, but above all, zoom out, focus on building and engaging here in Ainara rather than chasing volatility, as that's where the true value lies amid the noise. What are folks in the community thinking about this?
Thank you, Ainara. I love your recommendation. Oh, sorry, I'm not recommending. Well, we thank Ainara for her recommendations. And you see, this is where we're sitting now. These skills I shown are Ataria skills, so we will be only available for people in the supporters program. Much more things to be developed. Thanks for watching, guys.